Hi, my name's Hanna and this is my before and after. So, um, before I knew Jesus, I felt worthless. And this is because when I was about 13 years old, my parents divorced, and it kind of threw my family into a chaos that I wasn't really willing to accept or admit at the time. But looking back, I can see that it was a catalyst to a lot of things that happened in my life. When they got divorced, it was difficult for me to um, feel like it wasn't my fault because I had this idea in my mind that if only I hadn't been born, then my parents would not have had to stay together in a difficult marriage, and that they would not have had to suffer so much as they had. Of course, now I can see it differently, but at the time, to me, it was kind of like I didn't really deserve to find comfort in the family or to um, belong there. So I sought out belonging in other places and worth in other places. And my parents, I grew up in a mostly Christian home. Like we went to church every once in a while. We talked about God. We played Bible quizzes and trivias, but I had never really learned to develop my relationship with Christ. So after the divorce, when everyone kind of drifted apart, um, I just kind of found my own way, um, and I was trying to fill my life with anything that could make me feel worth. I tried all these different religions. I was really trying to be successful in the world. Like I tried to do really good in my classes and to just do as much as I could to please my parents, to gain worth in their eyes. But then I also was trying to find worth for myself, so that I could feel wanted and loved and special. And I found that in relationships that often turned out to be um, abusive or just very detrimental, very hurtful, and they caused a lot of pain in my life that I then covered up with drinking and just meaningless relations with guys and just meaningless stuff and just drugs and all of it was very embarrassing though for me because I was trying to be two people. I was trying to appear to have worth while um, I myself didn't feel like I was worth enough to be loved. So that went on for about 4 years, um, and I found myself at a place where I was just kind of at a breaking point, where I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know how to heal from the pain I had gone through. I didn't know what to do with some addictions that had developed from that lifestyle. Um, and so I was at a really desperate point, and I was 17 years old at the time, um, and I had switched around schools a lot. I had moved around a lot. I didn't really have a steady group of friends or a steady place to go, so um, I really didn't have many people to talk to about it. So I was about to explode really when I went to this youth camp with my sister, and I assumed that when I went there I would have to be like the perfect Christian girl, say all the right things, do all the right things, dress the right way, and everyone leaves you alone. But God was ready to get real with me. The message there was about how much God loved me, uh, and how He sent Jesus to be tempted by all the sins that I had you know done, and to be tempted by all of them and not fall to those temptations and then still die so that I wouldn't have to. And when I heard that message, it really didn't make sense to me. I was just like, okay, that's great, but I have nothing to compare it to, so like, why would he love me? Or why would I really couldn't comprehend it. And so at that place, on the last night, I believe that we were there, I really felt um, it was during worship, and I really felt God's love. I mean, I felt the taste of it, and it was crazy, and I was like, this is so new, what is happening? And because of that, I wanted more. So I asked him, I kind of dared him to change my life and to come into my life. I didn't really accept him into my life yet at that point. But at 17 years old, I was like, God, okay, I'm ready. This is enough. For 4 years, I've been through all this stuff, so I need you, and or I need whatever this is. And so, over the next 3 years, he sent people into my life that loved me with his love, and he has uh, drawn me into a relationship with him where um, I can really love him and feel loved back. And you know, my life hasn't been perfect since I accepted Christ. I still struggle with some of the things that I struggled with before, and um, I still fall. Like I still trip up. I still make mistakes. But now that I know Jesus and I know the peace that's in Him, um, I feel treasured. I feel loved, despite all of my imperfections, and despite all of the pain, and despite all the damage that I felt. Um, I am treasured by Jesus. So it's from feeling worthless. Um, I I find that it's being with Jesus now, even though I still have all the difficulties and some new ones that I used to have, just gives me such peace that I can know I'm treasured in Him. So yeah, if you have any questions at all about anything I said, you could feel free to talk to me. So yeah, thank you for listening.